Okay, Facebook Live, my um just 1 minute. I said I'm gonna start at 16:15. So now it's 16:15. And I need to plug my phone in. Just 1 minute, 1 minute, 1 minute. Okay, sorry about that. I'm back. Okay, who do we have? Who is the first person to join today? Oh, hello. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining. I don't know if I should start straight away or to wait for like 1 or 2 minutes. What do you think? Thank you for joining. God bless you. Okay, I'm just gonna start straight away. Yeah, because it's gone past 1 minute, so it's better I start straight away. So this is my 5th day. Woo! I'm getting there. I got 9 more days to go, and I'm really enjoying it. It's becoming so exciting by the day. Like I said in the previous videos, I have a 14 days challenge given to me by people that log on to Apostles Daughters Facebook page. So somebody came up with this idea that every day I should talk about any topic that I'm giving. And I get the topic via message on the Facebook page, the fan page. So I've had it for like 4 days. Today is the 5th day. So the topic I have today, like I've put in there already, somebody is asking me to say something about what I had done in the past that I remember now, and I feel proud of myself. Quite, this is quite a hard one, but I remember so many things that I had done in the past that make me feel so proud of myself. But there is this particular one that stands out for me. So that is the one I'm going to talk about now. I remember when my marriage failed, and I needed to go back to school. But then for me to go back to school, I needed to make some inquiries on how many results by the way, I'm Nigerian. For some of us that doesn't have Nigeria. So, okay, like you want to go to uni in Nigeria, there are some exams you need to take, and there are some requirements of how many papers you need to have for you to get admission into the uni. So, I went to school to inquire on the number of subjects that I need to have. Like I have credited them before I could get admission to, like to write German and all that. So when I went there, they didn't know that I was already a mother of 3. When I think back now, it's like, it's funny, but I really like it. Anyway, so when I went to the school, I met with I think the headmaster or one of the teachers. So I explained like, oh, I want to take exam and I want to, try and make up my papers. I want to get admission into the uni. And they said, okay, that I needed to buy the forms, which I accepted. But they said it's either if I decide to be an external student, the form will be higher. But if I decide to be an internal student, which is I'll be wearing school uniform to go to school, the form will be less because I'm going to pay the rate that internal students they were paying. Well, I didn't have much money that time. So I decided I was going to go for the internal student form. And what I needed to do was I had to buy the school uniform and be attending class with the children. So that was exactly what I did. And, like the teachers, they knew me, like they knew my story, like, oh, she was married, but her marriage failed and now she wants to go back to school. So they now look at me as a kind of inspiration to the younger students and those kids. It's really funny, you know. And, you know, it happened like that time I was size 8. I was so tiny. And so you wouldn't even know the difference. Like I already had 3 kids. You wouldn't notice unless I tell you. So I was wearing my school uniform. I was going to class. We were sitting down. But then I knew what I was looking for, you know. So some of the teachers, they will come to class, and when they want to scold somebody, they will use me as an example. Look at her, she's so determined and all that and all that. You know, those sweet talks and all that. So they will use me to set an example. Like, look, she came back to school because she wants to better her life, to better her future and all that. Well, instead of me, sometimes I will feel like, oh, I wasn't really like taking it in. And but anyway, so at the end of the day, I did that exam and all that. I attended the class all from the first session up until the end of it. And the exam time came and we wrote the exam and all that. And I got my papers. Eventually, I got admission into the uni. So now, when I look back to that time, I feel so proud of myself that I was able to do that, you know. Because I was thinking, well, if I hadn't done that, who knows, probably where I am now, I wouldn't have been where I am now. But I felt I needed to do something to improve on my life. And I wasn't ashamed of the fact that I was going to sit in class with children, no. I wasn't ashamed of that. This Lawrence, it rings a bell for me. Hello, Lawrence. Welcome and God bless you for joining in. So, as I was saying, so I wasn't like ashamed like I was going to be in class with children and all that. No, I just felt this is what I needed. And what gave me that courage was, then I was working, and where I was working, I am this person that I like to read a lot. I like to read. I like to write. Anything reading and writing, I'm just there. So where I was working that time, I happened to be the only lady in the midst of men, because it was security outfit. I was like the only lady in the midst of the men in the security section. So whenever I'm at work, I'll be reading a book. And one day, there was this lady, she worked in the bank. And the bank, there was a kind of a small gate that connects where I was working to the bank, because the bank, they were always in and out of the building, in and out of the premises. So she was, each time she walked past, she would see me reading. Each time she walked past, she would see me reading. So one day she called me and she said, I noticed that you like to read. Why don't you go back to school? Well, she didn't know my story. So she felt probably I had everything that I needed, but I didn't want to go to school, you know. She didn't know the challenges I had at that time. So when she said that, I kind of grabbed that. I took it and started thinking about it. I said, okay, I need to take what she had said on board. But there are things I need to put in motion for me to achieve that. And I started, well, I now talked to some of the guys I was working with. I said, can we just be doing this contribution? I don't know if anybody knows what I mean by contribution. That contribution is, some Nigerians watching me, they know what I mean. That contribution is every month, you guys contribute money, give to one person. Next month, contribute and give to another person. So my target was to use my own money to enroll, you know, like to buy forms and all that. So I managed to convince 5 people, and 5 of us started that contribution. So when we started the contribution, I was eager, you know, like to be at least the 3rd person that will collect. But you know, guys, now when you are the only woman in the midst of men, they kind of try to suppress you. Some of them, not all of them. Some men are very good. So they refused, and I ended up being the last person to collect. So when I collected mine, I used it to go for that enrollment. So that was why, because it wasn't that much. So that was why when they said, it's either I will become an external student or an internal. So I chose to be an internal student. One, to save myself money. And secondly, I needed to be so involved into it, so that, because I didn't want to write the exam twice. I felt if I'm in there, that will help me. Like when the exam time comes, I will not struggle. I would have amassed a lot of knowledge that will help me push through. But if I'm at home and I'm reading on my own, I might not be able to scale through the exam. Those are the reasons why I chose to be to take the option of being an internal student. And when I did that, I succeeded. I did the exams and I passed. And I got the admission and all that. So when I look back and think of that very moment, that time, what happened, I feel so proud of myself. Yeah. For the person that asked me the question I'm answering is somebody had asked me what had happened in my life that I look back at and I feel so proud of myself. So for me to have taken that step, for me to have had the courage to stoop that low and to achieve that, for me is a massive, massive, massive achievement. And I am super proud of myself that I did that. Yeah. So that is the answer to that question. I'm going to treat 2 questions today. And somebody asked me another question. He said, if you are to be coached by 2 people, if the person put it this way, he said, if I am to choose 2 people to be my coach, who are the 2 people that I will go for and why? Okay, so in answer to that question, if I'm to choose 2 people to coach me in life, I will choose Apostle Johnson Suleman, number 1, and Tony Robbins. Yeah, I have my reasons. These 2 people, they are the 2 people I would choose in life to be my coach if I have the chance. Okay, let me take Apostle Suleman, number 1, then I'll go for Tony Robbins. Reason I say I mentioned him is this. Spiritually, I'll be sound if I choose him to be my coach. I will know what it takes to be spiritually sound. In that aspect, I'll be very, very sound. And there are a lot of things that I will learn as well. And who best to learn from than somebody who is out there to set a good example? When it comes to maritally, in the marital aspect, I'll be covered, I'll be okay because he is sound. When you look at his family, you know that he is sound when it comes to the marital aspect of life. When it comes to knowledge and wisdom, he has a lot. He has been blessed by God. He has a lot of knowledge and wisdom. And when it comes to compassion, he has a lot to give as well. So there are so many attributes that had made me to say him. Now, when it comes to Tony Robbins, if I choose him to be my coach, I know that financially I'll be stable, I'll be okay. Because he will coach me on how to make money and keep it. Not just making money, but to keep it. Because the mistake we make is, if somebody is being paid 50K, and the person is thinking, oh, I have a lot of money, I can't be bothered and all that, I can always be making 50K. Forgetting that if you're working for somebody, that person might wake up one morning and decide that he doesn't want to run that business no more. That business might wake up one morning and go into liquidation. Have you thought of the fact that if that business goes into liquidation, would you be able to find your feet on your own without that job? Now, if I choose Tony Robbins to be one of my coach, if I have the option, no, if I have the privilege, yeah, that's the word I was looking for. If I have the privilege to ask him to coach me, if I ask him to coach me, he will teach me how to make money without relying on working for somebody. Yeah. He will teach me how to make money and save it. There's a difference between making money and saving money. You might be making 200,000 a month, but you're not able to save 10,000 a month. So are you really making money? No, you're not. You're not. Because what is yours is the one you're able to save. Yeah? Okay. But for somebody, he will teach me, like, for somebody who is making, probably somebody is making 200,000 a month and not able to save 10,000 a month. Then another person is making 20,000 a month and is able to save 10,000 a month. Do you know the person that is making 20,000 and able to save 10 is actually the one that is making money? Because that 10,000 that person is saving is compounding. He's not spending it, he's keeping it. So when you check 10,000 a month, you are saving. For 12 months, it's 120,000 you have saved. Yeah? Okay. 12 months is a year. 120,000, if you save it like that for like 2 years, that's 240,000 that you had saved without even thinking about it. See what I mean? That's why I said I would, if I have the privilege, I'll go for Apostle Johnson Suleiman and Tony Robbins. If I have these two people to coach me in life, forget it. I will be fine. But they said if horses, no, let me put it the right way. If wishes were horses, that beggars will ride. Even beggars, they cannot even ride. Because horses are expensive, isn't it? Yeah. So saying that if wishes were horses, beggars will ride is just not in the equation. It's out of context, to be honest. Because so now that is my wish, which I know that probably one day, God willing, it will come to pass. That wish will manifest. So the first question for those of us that are just joining, yeah, I will take it back again. The first question I got was somebody who is asking me if I should talk about some event that had happened in my life, something I had done in the past that I look back at and I feel so proud of myself. And now the second question is, if I have the privilege to be coached by two people, who and who would it be? Those are the two questions I've been answering. So in my response to the first question, something that had happened in my life that I've been so proud of myself when I think of it, I had mentioned that, you know, when I had to wear school uniform to go and sit in class with children to write exam, to study and write exam for me to make papers to go to uni. Even after having 3 children, that was a massive decision that I took. And I am so proud of myself that I had to bring myself that low to go to that length for me to gain education. When I think of it, I feel so proud, super proud of myself that I was able to do it. And I did it because I was determined. I was determined to gain education. Whatever it would take me, I was not bothered. What I was focusing on was, at the end of the day, I needed to gain admission into uni. And now they said I had to either enroll as an external student or as an internal student for me to write the exam. I chose to go and register as an internal student to wear uniform with the children, even though I already had 3 children as at that time. I chose to go to class every day with the children, to sit in class with them, to learn under the teachers, and to write the exam. And at the end of the day, I made my papers and I got admission into uni. So I am super proud of myself that I was able to do that. Now, the second question that I had been asked, somebody is asking if I'm privileged to be coached by two people, who and who would I choose? And I said, number one, I'm going to choose my father in the Lord, Apostle Johnson Suleiman. And I had given reasons why I chose him. The reasons I gave was, spiritually, I will be sound. In marriage front, I will not be lacking, because he has a stable and most beautiful marriage I can ever think of. And in terms of compassion, he has a lot of compassion to give. So I would draw a lot of strength from him if I'm privileged for him to coach me in life. Now, the second person I mentioned was Tony Robbins. Now, I mentioned Tony Robbins because in the financial aspect of my life, if I have him to coach me, I will be sound. Because he will not only teach me how to make money, he will teach me how to make money and keep it. Because in the world we live in today, you find out that there are so many people that had been up there, like all these footballers, all these celebrities, they had been up there. But thinking, just pause a minute and think, how come that somebody who was worth billions, all of a sudden the person became bankrupt? What could be the cause? You know what I think? I ask myself that question almost every day. And the only answer I could give to that question is this. Because so many footballers, they make over 200,000 at a time. And you know what they think? They think that money will be coming every day. As they're making it, they're spending it like that. They're not even thinking of tomorrow. Yeah? Somebody making 200,000, and at a spot, the person will buy a champagne of over 100,000. Does it make sense? It doesn't make sense. And that person is thinking, oh, tomorrow I'm going to make more. Tomorrow I'm going to make more. But how much have you saved out of the little you make? They're not even thinking about that. All they're focusing on is the money will still just keep on rolling. Just like I keep telling some ladies. Okay, for instance, a lady who is earning probably 50,000, and you go and make your hair. Yeah? Out of that 50,000 you make, you spend 20,000 to buy weave on to make your hair. Okay. If out of that 20,000 that you're spending, this one now is for ladies watching me. If that 20,000 that you want to take out of your pay to make hair, just do this exercise. Take 10,000 out of it. Throw it away somewhere. Just throw it away somewhere where your hand will not reach it. Anywhere, just throw it there and leave it. Make it a point that probably every month or every 2 months or whatever, you're going to throw that kind of money in there and leave it. Yeah? There's something they call compounding. Okay. That compounding, that money, as you're putting it away, you're leaving it there. You're not even touching it. You don't even remember it at all. You just leave it. Assuming you're able to do it every month, 10,000 every month, and you're leaving it, 12 months is 120,000, you know. Yeah, 120,000. That even if you had not decided to do that, to take that action, you would have still spent that money. But you didn't spend it because this is the money that you wanted to use 20,000 to make your hair. So out of that 20,000, you decided to take 10,000 and throw it somewhere. So you would have still spent it. But now you didn't spend it. Then after 12 months, from putting the 10,000 away, it's become 120,000 that you had spent, you had saved without stress in a year. Okay. So that's 120,000. In 2 years, it's 240,000, 240 solid K that you have saved. 240K, yes. Do the arithmetic very well. Imagine if you decide to put away more than that. This is just mere 10,000 that you would have used to make your hair. I'm not saying, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying making hair is, look, my own hair is beautiful, isn't it? So that is to tell you that I'm not saying making hair is bad. I'm using it to cite an example of what I'm saying. You understand? Okay. So imagine if you had decided to put out a little bit more, and that money is there compounding for you. Imagine you wake up tomorrow and you are thinking, this job that I'm doing, who knows? What if these people go under? What if the company liquidates? What if they decide to retrench me? What if they decide to sack me? Because if you're working for somebody, the truth is this, and that is the reality. The person might wake up in the morning, come to the office and tell you your services are no longer needed. There is absolutely nothing you can do about it. For people that live in Europe, you can decide to go to employment bureau for them to fight your cause. But at the end of the day, you've lost that job. If you are lucky, they might decide in your favor. But it doesn't always work that way. So what am I trying to say? If we are working for somebody, we should have it at the back of our mind that anything can happen at any time. Anything can happen at any time. It's like you don't actually have a job. Put it that way. And the more we have that mentality inside of us, the better for us, so that we get prepared for any eventualities. Because eventualities, will they come, they will come. It's just a matter of time. That is why I keep telling people, when people ask me questions, I say, for me, the best thing I can advise somebody is, even though you're working for somebody, try and get something by the side. Try and get something by the side. Look for something that you're good at and start doing it. Let it be just generating a little bit of money here and there for you, so that if any eventualities come, you know you have something to fall back on. Not that you'll be totally stranded. There is nothing that kills somebody like when you are stranded, when you don't expect it. Especially for a man. Especially for a man that has a family. You know, the essence of God creating man is for man to work. I don't know how many of us had thought about that. That was why when God created man in Genesis, first of all, the assignment he gave man was work. That's why when a man doesn't have a job, he feels so down. He feels so discouraged. He's not himself. Because he is not working in the purpose of God for his life. So imagine a man waking up in the morning, then he goes to work, and the boss comes and says, oh, your services are no longer needed. And he comes back home. Do you know that when a man is happy at work, the family front is covered? Because at home, he'll be so happy. He'll be bubbly and so happy. But when the work front is not okay, you see that is when trouble will just start creeping up from here and there at home. And before you know it, some people will be thinking, oh, but this man and the wife, they have been so loving. There hadn't been any problem. How come all of a sudden? Because the assignment that God has for his life is one thing. God created man to work. That was why he gave man work before he gave man woman. Maybe we don't even think along that way. We think probably the assignment that God gave for man is woman. No, it's work. In the actual sense of it, he now created woman to help man in that work. You see? So the real assignment for a man is work. Do the work. Tend this garden. Take care of it. But because the work is too much, I'm going to get somebody to give you a hand. So what am I saying? I just digressed a little bit. I'm sorry. But it's part of it, isn't it? We're still learning. Now, if at the end of the day, you are concentrating on the job you are doing and you're not making any plans to have something by the side, just in case, that is not a good idea. Then somebody will ask, okay, I've taken that on board, but how do I know what to do? Okay, I've taken that on board, but I'm not qualified, I'm not educated. Do you actually think you need a lot of education to have your own business? No. Education helps you so that when you are into your own business and you get people, you employ people so that they don't cheat you as much as they will cheat someone that doesn't have education. What makes us to get money, to be stable, to get financial freedom is where our passion lies. I will take that again. Where our passion lies is what helps us to gain financial freedom. Now, for me, I like to write. Anything writing, I love it. Yeah, I love to read. I've come to realize that my passion is in writing. I love to do it. Now, if I want to have something by the side to give me income, I have to pursue my passion, which is writing. I can start by being a freelance writer. I can start by being anything that goes around writing and reading. I can start doing proofreading for people that write books. I can write my own book and gain money from there as well, because the moment I write my own book, I'll be doing seminars. People will be inviting me to come and talk, to come and speak, to talk about my book and all that. You see? So now I'll be amassing my own income based on where my passion is. So for people that think, oh, they need to have a lot of money, they need to amass a lot of education, have PhD, PhQ and everything before they can start their own business. No, it doesn't work like that. Honest. All you need to do is look out for where your passion is. If your passion is in music, there are people that have great voice. They can sing. When they sing, you just want to listen to them. Let me give you a tip. How you can go about it. You don't need money. I'm telling you, you don't need money to start your own business. All you need to do, you love to sing, use your phone, record yourself, put it on YouTube. End of story. That is it, as simple as that. If you don't know how to do it, just send me a message. I'll help you go through it. Yeah. Honestly, record yourself singing, put it on YouTube, and watch out. Somebody will pick you from there. Somebody will discover you. You can't say, oh, I love to sing, this, that. But every day you jump out of bed from early morning, 5 o'clock. You jump to work and you stay there till about 9. By the time you get home, it's 10:30. You don't even have time to say, praise the Lord, not to talk of hallelujah. And your passion, what you have passion for, there's no time for you to even practice it. No time at all. And you're saying, oh, this job is draining me. Oh, what will I do? Oh, I need another job. You don't need another job. All you need is the wisdom to harness the talent that God had given to you. Because think about it, God had created all of us and had given all of us different talent. The people that are making it are people that had discovered their talent. Then they put it into action. Those are the people that are making it. You find out that all these motivational speakers, that is the talent God had given to them. Then what happened? They discovered their talent and they improved on it. And now they're making money out of it. So it's only when we discover our talent, improve on it, because you don't just get up one day and become the best. No. It takes hard work. You really need to work. Like I gave example, I just told my story. That's my life story. Because I needed to go to school. I needed to put on a lot of effort. I needed to bring myself so low to achieve what I needed. I needed to wear school uniform, even though I had had 3 children after a failed marriage. I needed to wear school uniform and go to secondary school to take classes, write exams before I got admission into uni. You see what I mean? So nothing comes easy. It takes hard work. if you really want to pursue your dream, your passion, is hard work. But you need to get started. That's it. You really need to get started. So, I don't know how many people that my story today had been able to bless their lives, even if it's just one person that have benefited from my story today. I am okay. I would have done my bit for humanity, even if it's just one person. So on this note, I will say thank you so much for everyone that had joined me. Please think about what I had just said. Think about the whole thing. Give it a hard thought. Think about, what if I get to work tomorrow now and they tell me that that office had liquidated? What do I do? So start thinking about what to do now before you get to that point. Nobody is praying for something like that to happen. But what if it happened? You see what I mean? What if it happened? What will you do? So it's better now you start preparing, getting yourself ready, getting yourself prepared for eventualities. There are so many thousands and one things that we can do. Only if we can find out where our passion is, run after it, pursue our passion, develop it, improve on it. You find out before you know it, you start being an employer of labor. Instead of you waiting for somebody to employ you, you be the one employing people and paying them. Because you've discovered where your passion is, you discovered your talent. 14 days challenge that I had been given by people that log on to my Facebook fan page, Apostle's Daughter. Maybe if you don't have a Facebook fan page, please just visit it. You never can tell. You might pick 1 or 2 tips from there. And if you haven't visited my YouTube channel, it's called Apostle's Daughter. I put my videos up on my YouTube channel. I do dramas. Yes, I do dramas. I've come to discover where my passion is, and I'm really, really pursuing my passion. So the dramas I do, I put them up on my YouTube channel. It's called Apostle's Daughter. You could as well have a look. Subscribe to my channel, like my videos, and share my videos. And God will bless you. Thank you so much for joining. I really appreciate your time. God bless you. Thank you. See you again tomorrow. Thank you so much. God bless you. I have to say bye. Bye, everyone. Thank you.